How's it going, guys? Real quick before we get into this episode, I just want to say a few things real quick. There's a lot more discussion in this episode than there was in the last one. We get a little bit political in this episode. We talk about some stuff revolving around politics, revolving around society as a whole. If you are particularly sensitive to differing political viewpoints or social viewpoints, this may not be the episode for you. But if you are intrigued by that, definitely stick around. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say here. And thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. What if I told you the recording didn't start?
That's a little awkward because I was actually getting into it. Now that you've stopped me, you're telling me I have to restart all that over again? I don't remember everything I just said.
I don't either.
Because I have a hotkey set to, I press it and it should start recording, but I just didn't want to.
I was going
for some reason.
dude.
I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, that about fucking establishes this whole goddamn podcast in a nutshell. We do dumb shit and hope we don't get monetized, as stated. However, it helps to record, so that's always good. Anyways, we're talking about the brand new Velma show, which is absolute top tier and has nothing wrong with it. Christian, tell us why you love it.
Oh, dude, just like they've taken my childhood and just slandered. It's amazing. It's like, what are they gonna like? They've done all this shit to Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo's like already an established show. Like all these characters are established, freaking all their shit is established, and even towards the end, like when you have like the three movies, you have Alien Invaders, Zombie Island, and then you have Cyber Chase. Literally in these, like you have like these specific ones where shit's actually going down, like real shit, like in Alien Invaders, there are actual aliens in it, real monsters. Zombie Island, they're actual freaking zombies, they're actual ghosts. Like actual shit happens, and it matures, and the squad's always like already been doing it for so long. They're like, these people are just more people in a mask. Freaking, they're not real, and they eventually find out. And they're like, oh crap, shit's actually going down. And then in Cyber Chase, you have more stuff going down, and towards the end, you have like a heartfelt freaking like that was actually Hanna-Barbera, like, or Hanna-Barbera, whatever you want to call them. It was like their goodbye because they were freaking saying, and this era of Scooby-Doo is ending and shit. Goodbye to them and all that stuff.
Yeah, starting a new chapter.
And they started a new chapter, and it's like they went a certain way with that new chapter, which wasn't even that bad. And then they jump all the way to what they have now, and it's like, dude, how do you get something that's already established, already good, and then just freaking and just shit on it, dude? For me, it's like they've already taken like something from my childhood and like stepped on it. Like when the Harry Potter movies came out, I was like, oh, this shit's amazing. I couldn't wait till the next one was out, and I'm really into Harry Potter now. It's like, how long until they reach like Harry Potter and start ruining it for their political agendas?
Dude, I give Velma not even a year. I give it less than a year before it gets canceled.
I don't understand why they keep doing this. Like multiple shows, like as I was telling you about The Witcher, that show literally has gone downhill after Henry Cavill left. Everybody knew it was like, oh, this shit's not gonna be good. And like Liam Hemsworth was gonna take over as Geralt, but I mean, he would have been a little bit more towards the book Geralt was originally. Mm-hmm. He would have looked more like him, but I don't think he'd have the same drive that would make the character loved on the screen. Like Henry Cavill played the games. Yeah. He read the books. He loved that universe and all that shit. So when he played Geralt, you could see it and feel it, and it was good. But then he obviously freaking left and shit. It's like, man, what don't they understand? Like they're trying to like put all this shit with their agendas and stuff, and it's obviously not working. So like, why do you keep doing it? You're just costing like millions of dollars and shit.
And you're hurting millions of fans.
And hurting millions of fans just to freaking put some shit out that freaking everybody's gonna be all like, oh, this shit's lame, and then they're gonna be like, oh, you guys are sexist or racist or transphobe.
It's consistently amusing to me how far, like, the lengths that people will travel to be artificially offended about something. In the sense, like, same with Velma. It's like, and if you want to criticize the show, well, you be prepared to be called a racist or a transphobe for daring to say that these people who truth be told, they're probably not even fans of the series. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, the people who support the TV show Velma are not fans of Scooby-Doo, because if you're a fan of Scooby-Doo and you watch it, your response isn't going to be, oh, this is pretty top tier, freaking, this is where I wanted the whole Scooby-Doo universe to go, was to this shit. But all this whole agenda shit, back to like the whole Percy Jackson thing, was watch the Percy Jackson movies.
I didn't watch any of the Percy Jackson movies. No, I didn't read the book neither.
Oh, you're a lucky bastard, dude. Because they're nothing like the books. And as I was just telling Greg, Rick Riordan himself was like, after each movie came out, he like kept posting shit. He's like, dude, this shit sucks. What are you doing to my books?
Man, that must suck. It sucks because I'm not gonna say that I know that he like sold out to a company or nothing like that, but if I were to make any piece of art, whether it be a TV show, a book, a video games, music, whatever, if I have the opportunity to sell the rights to that to a company in exchange for more money or more publicity or something like that, they're gonna do something to fuck over my hard work. For example, you guys, Growtopia, you know Growtopia, right?
Yeah.
A while back, probably around 2016-ish, it was owned by a small team. Like these two people who made the game, they cared about it, they were hands-on with it, they took consideration from the people who played it, and then they sold it off in 2017 to Ubisoft. And ever since then, that game has been a cash cow. There's nothing being churned out that benefits the players. The only thing that are being churned out is shit that entertains people who want to spend their mom's hard-earned money on some little fucking meaningless little locks and put money into the pockets of Ubisoft. And I hate shit like that.
That actually reminds me somewhat of Rocket League.
Yeah.
First off, I bought it before fucking Epic Games fucking had it and it came out for free. I bought it like fucking 2 weeks before that or some shit like that. I was pissed. And then I started playing it when it was free. Just turned to shit. All of it. It all turned to shit.
Yeah.
Not a good game after that.
Like how did it turn to shit? Like what made it shit in your opinion?
First off, there's a bunch of people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like gameplay wise, like no competition for like certain things and then there's the sweats, obviously, but no fucking competition. Like all the kids from Fortnite come over to fucking Rocket League. So it's just fucked in that way. And then it's just they changed shit about it that they didn't change a whole lot, but they changed shit that just wasn't right. And I didn't even play it a lot. I wasn't good at the game, but I would have liked it if fucking Epic Games never owned it. That's for sure. There's certain things that changed. I can't explain exactly, but it just wasn't as good.
I guess I can kind of understand why people do sell off their stuff to companies, because maybe they have a larger team, they could do more with it. But realistically, it is a company. They are there to make money.
Yeah.
So they're gonna take your shit. They might improve it a little bit. I'm talking specifically about Ubisoft in this case, but they might improve it a little bit. But in all honesty, they're really only in it for money. So they're gonna add a lot of in-app transactions, a lot of microtransactions, shit that costs money, pay-to-win elements. Anytime I would get heavy into a game, I would either stumble across all of these direct payments, microtransactions, and shit. And just all out just selling their soul away to this company. That's a little bit dramatic, but you know what I mean. It's like they take the shit that you worked hard on and they just monetize it.
Then there are games like Wizard 101.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Oh God.
Where they say, yeah, you can freaking get this. It's a free freaking game. Except it's not.
There's so much shit you have to buy in order to actually play through the whole game. And let me tell you, I spent a lot of money on that game when I was younger.
Oh yeah, that's how they get you. They take games that are targeted towards children and they add a shitload of microtransactions and hope that there's no parental controls on their phone, so that way they can just grab shit. That's why there's never any refund policy for these microtransactions.
There's something about, I can't remember what I seen. There was something about Fortnite where kids were buying a bunch of shit, like on their parents' credit cards and stuff like that. apparently you can get your money back if you bought shit at a certain time. It was actually taking charges without even the kids knowing that were originally buying stuff, and then it took more charges, and they didn't even know.
There was a thing with one of the Call of Duties that came out a while back where I think it was specifically on PC that it would do this. I saw a video. This dude was in a menu, like messing with his guns and shit, and he clicked the back arrow, and he tried to click on something else quickly. But as he did that, there was a pop up for like COD points or like some pass or something, and it popped up right where he was about to click to start the match or something, and it fucking auto charged him, and he bought the fucking the COD pass or whatever it's called, and shit like that. Some shady shit. This is a big name company. This is Call of Duty, and they're pulling shady shit like this to try and take your money away, as if people aren't willingly giving all their money to this company anyways.
Right? You know how many fucking Call of Duty games I've bought over the years? And paid
There's one a year, man.
Onto it,
and there's shitload of microtransactions in all of these new ones. There's been microtransactions for all of them as far back as I can remember.
On my Xbox right now, I have 4 Call of Duty games on here right now.
Honestly, man, I think after Ghosts, it's just all gone to shit. I would say that Ghosts is shit if you're playing online. Yeah. If you're playing against bots, it's quite fun.
The one game after all that I liked was Call of Duty World War II. I liked that one.
I never played that
one.
Yes, I do. I love it.
Did you like the campaign?
No, I hated the campaign. I barely got through the campaign, but...
Bro, dude.
I play campaigns on all Call of Duties. I love campaigns, but...
Let me freaking tell you, dude. Dude, the one thing I have a problem with that is, it's World War II. Like, the one thing I have a problem with is originally in Call of Duty World at War, which was World War II, you had moments in the story where you shoot prisoners.
Yeah.
You said shoot these prisoners. You literally multiple times you witness prisoners of war being gunned down because freaking this one for the Russians, multiple times you gunned down the German prisoners because of the hatred for the Germans. They freaking walked into Russia, they killed millions, freaking pillaged the land. So obviously they're not gonna freaking let them off lightly. But then you have shit like freaking Call of Duty World War II, where you shoot a freaking prisoner, like freaking resets your last checkpoint or some shit. And it's like, what?
I think I like that. I do like that. And I'm not saying I like that because, I like mowing down civilians or nothing, but like, do you understand how many war crimes were committed in World War II?
Oh, yeah.
An absolute shit ton. And I like I said, I don't know if I said this in the first podcast or not, but I like any kind of media with a sense of realism to it. You know what I mean? I like being immersed in what I'm engaging in. So when you're gunning down the prisoners and the Germans that are surrendering, it's really like, shit, man. Like this is shit that really happened, and it just makes me all the more engaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to history. Don't even get me started on Modern Warfare 2 neither. No Russian.
Dude, the first time I played that, I was like, what the hell?
I know, right? I remember because I played them backwards. I played Modern Warfare 3 and then 2 and then 1. So I remember seeing, when I was playing MW3, I'd see the cutscene of them mowing down to the airport. And I thought it was just like random, like, I don't know, just random shit that they would put in the intros or whatever, or like between missions. And then I went back and played MW2. Like kind of like B-roll in a sense. Yeah, like just a side event. But I didn't know that was a scene that you actually engage in. And did you know that in Russia that mission is actually banned?
Did you know that in Germany, if you actually shoot to civilians, it freaking fails the mission?
So the mission about mowing down civilians fails you if you mow down civilians?
Yeah, you can't do it.
I know that this is obviously in America, it does this too, but I'm pretty sure it does it in all the other countries that it came out in. But whenever you first start that mission, it asks if you want to skip it. Which, I mean, I don't feel like it should have skipped that entire mission, because at the very end there's a big thing happens, so you can't really miss that. I feel like if you do skip it, it should put you like right at the end when you're going through like the terminals and about to get on the ambulance, just so you, or at least play a cutscene of that, just so you're caught up with what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm covering it up like a spoiler. I mean, a lot of people have played MW2. They know what we're talking about. What was y'all's favorite Call of Duty game? Wait, hold on, let me reword that. What is y'all's favorite Call of Duty campaign?
Shit, dog. That's Call of Duty Finest Hour.
Mine would have to be Black Ops 1.
I'd say, well, I don't want to say just Black Ops 2 because it ties into the first one, but like the whole Black Ops 1 and 2 story, and I liked the original Modern Warfare story as well. But if I had to pick a favorite, I would probably say Black Ops storyline, just because I like the whole the whole Cold War era type shit.
Yeah.
Plus with the whole freaking you have a freaking Reznov there.
Yeah, you got
but he's
Reznov.
not really there.
And he's not, yeah.
Although he is originally.
I played Black Ops 1 before I played World at War, and I didn't realize until I finally did play World at War that Reznov from World at War is the same Reznov from Black Ops.
Yeah.
And you're playing as Dimitri, and then you have that little mission in Black Ops 1 that tells you what happened to Dimitri.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it ties in. It's almost like, well, I mean, it was made by Treyarch as well, so I think it's all part of the same story anyway. So World at War, it's almost like a prequel to Black Ops in a sense.
I just like Finest Hour.
I don't remember Finest Hour.
I played on the Xbox original.
Oh.
My grandfather had it, so.
Wasn't there, for the PS2, wasn't there World at War, but it was like something different? It was like Final Front or something, with like a different story. Because I don't think hardware was good enough on the PS2 for that game. Because I think it was originally made for the 360 and like PS3 and shit.
This is Finest Hour.
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
It was you could also get it for PlayStation, so it was on the Xbox original and PlayStation. I really like this. This was the first place I ever used the dinner plate 28.
I love that shit. I remember the dinner plate, man.
Hell yeah!
I think I was playing this on. It was either Call of Duty 3 or it was that one. I remember playing it on GameCube like forever ago. It was the one where you have you're on like a ship and you got to shoot down planes.
Ooh.
I don't remember. One of those missions was like that. And there was also another one where you had this little buggy, and then next to it was a little seat for them to sit in, and you could drive around that shit. That doesn't happen anymore, does it? There's no vehicles in Call of Duty except like Warzone.
Like the one thing I have to say out of all the Call of Duties, the one moment I love the most is in Finest Hour, the very first mission, Not One Step Back, which is what takes place during the Battle of Stalingrad. Is the beginning. You have the whole freaking speech as you're crossing the Volga to go into Stalingrad, and the speech is it's so inspiring. You have a commissar speaking to the freaking people, and then when you finally rock up to the freaking docks of Stalingrad and you're ready to get there, you're in a line. And the dude in front of you gets handed a rifle, but because of supply issues and production, you're only handed a freaking clip because there's not enough freaking guns to go around. So what they say is, when the man in front of you dies, you go up and pick up his rifle and you continue on. And it's like the Call of Duties before, like you had like Modern Warfare. I feel as though we're so cinematic. Like
it's chilling, man.
It's just like you really felt like you were a part of like the freaking game. I don't know, like it was like so inspiring.
I know, man. I love shit like that too. Especially how you said there's not enough shit to go around, so you only get a clip.
Yeah.
That ties back into what I said about realism, because supplies were strained tremendously, especially on the Eastern Front with the Soviets, because they had a shitload of people and not enough ammunition and guns to give them. And I love that shit, because nowadays, to show turmoil and struggle, they blow you up and make your eyesight hazy, and then you gotta stand up and get back into the fighting like nothing ever happened. It's been done to death, my guy. And I'm saying this based on my limited knowledge of the new Call of Duties, because I did stop after Advanced Warfare. I did not give a shit after. I kind of just cut out most first-person shooters from my
because they're
playlist.
Oh, sorry.
Majority-wise, anyways, just because of that whole. It's not anything that I haven't seen before after a certain point. You know what I mean? It's the same shit done to death, reskinned, resold, retextured, regurgitated, and it's just not enjoyable. Like the new Modern Warfare 2 that came out, I didn't even play it. I watched people play the first one a little bit, and then from what I'm seeing of 2, it's literally just a carbon copy of the same shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Have either of you played it yet?
I haven't. I'm not gonna either. The other Modern Warfare.
Yeah, not to mention it's being sold for like what, $70 right now.
Can I just read a little like excerpt from the Finest Hour that I really liked about it?
Yeah, go for it. Make it all dramatic too.
So in the Soviet campaign, the player first controls Private Alexander Sokolov. Sokolov participates in the Battle of Stalingrad following Sergeant Oleg Pushkov. The sergeant is eventually killed by a sniper, sacrificing himself to save Sokolov, which then a female Soviet sniper named Tanya Tavalovna appears and shoots the German sniper, then sends Sokolov on a mission to liberate Memayev Kurgan Hill. After the mission is completed, Sokolov becomes Pavlovna's spotter as the two work to harass the Germans. Pavlovna and Sokolov navigate through the sewers to help defend a tractor factory to ensure the safety of a T-34, supervised by Major Nikolai Badanov. Eventually, in the tank, the Major fights his way to General Belov's headquarters, in which he has orders from Belov to deliver a radio to a spotter team at the train station. It's like you have these three different people who are good at different freaking things. Like, and I love that. Once you get to like these other parts, like even in Modern Warfare 2, they did that.
Yeah, you played as the Americans and then you played as the SAS.
Yeah, you had Roach, you had Garrett
Soap at the end.
Yeah, you had Roach, you had Soap. You played
Ramirez,
as Ramirez,
Allen.
Yeah, Allen. Yeah, you literally play as multiple people, each in their own thing.
They had in the third one too.
And then in the third one you do it as well, and then eventually freaking you stop doing that to stick with like a main character and shit, and it's
you play in the third one. It's what you play as Frost, yeah, Yuri, and then Price towards the end, and then you play as the Russian guy.
Yeah.
For like one mission, I don't remember what his name was. He was like the Secret Service Russian dude. But yeah, I like that kind of because you get to see the war from all these different angles. You know what I mean? You're not kept in this little box of just your shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not just seeing it from one view. Like in Advanced Warfare, you only play as one character, and he goes through the entire campaign kicking ass. Like he never goes down.
I mean, the end of the first mission kind of caught me by surprise, but at the very end of the whole campaign, it was so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you spend the whole first half of the mission just following this dude around because he gave you an arm. You know what I mean? And then at the end, it's like, oh, he's actually a bad guy. Well, corporations wanting to do what they can to make money. Holy fuck. Crazy. And then the very end, you kill him, but it's like so anticlimactic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
there's no build-up.
Yeah, like how are you gonna go from like these cool things from like freaking Call of Duty Finest Hour and Call of Duty World at War, who have meanings with all these characters, to Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, where you get to really know these characters, you like these characters. Freaking you're playing multiple of them. Then you go to Black Ops and Black Ops 2. Where freaking you have, or at least Black Ops. I don't remember much from Black Ops 2, but you have some of these characters that are like pretty all right.
Oh, Modern Warfare or Black Ops 2 had some really good characters. Well, Black Ops as a whole had some good ass characters. I know Greg's favorite character is Woods, 100%.
Woods was pretty pog, I will admit.
Mason and Woods, those are the best.
And it's like you have all these good things, and then you go to stuff like freaking Advanced Warfare or like the new stuff where it's like you're playing like these god characters who like can take out entire armies.
I'm looking at the ratings and reviews of Modern Warfare 2 right now, and it's a 3-0, 3
Which
stars.
one, the new one?
The new one.
Oh, dude, I was watching somebody play it, and I was like, dude, when I originally, like, they completely redid it. How are you gonna remake the game when the original General Shepard's freaking betrayal? Dude, that shit almost brought brought a tear to my eye. And then the new one, when the freaking betrayal happens, it's like, what? It's like so freaking weak.
One of these guys he goes, my favorite feature is the uninstall button.
Those have like freaking Ghost. Ghost looks cool, but he's freaking huge. He looks like he's freaking his arms the freaking thickness of a freaking tiger tank. Like, goddamn, freaking in the original freaking Modern Warfare, Ghost looked like a freaking regular dude. He didn't have like this freaking super body armor on. And then I keep saying freaking, and I know Aiden's gonna make fun of me for it.
I already did make fun of you for it.
Oh yeah, Aiden, you could play Call of Duty on GameCube. So it was on GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox.
Yeah. I think that was the one that was made for. Wait, no, never mind. I was thinking of something else. Anyways, I was going to say earlier, I love the whole thing with Black Ops 2 where you can change the outcome of the game. There's so much shit that you can do, shit that you can miss. Did you know that you can actually save Mason?
Yeah. I remember you have a thing where freaking he ends up showing up or whatever. He's like, I'm alive.
Yeah. He comes in, he's like, "Hey, Woods, you look like hammered shit."
Yeah, and he's like, "You son of a bitch! What do you mean you're alive?"
Yeah. Do you remember that, Greg? Saving Mason?
Yep.
I had to look that shit up at one point because I didn't know how to do it.
Really?
There's also certain games, not all the companies do it, but certain ones that have, like, it was the older era, like our time of, like, games, like when the GameCube, the freaking PlayStation, the Wii, like you had, like, I don't know if you guys ever played Star Wars The Force Unleashed.
I think I did, actually. I had it. It was like one of the PS2 greatest hits ones, and I had that a while ago.
So I had it on the 360. I also had it on the Wii. I don't know if you know, however, it's different on each system. In the Force Unleashed 1, there's a mission where on the Wii you're in Cloud City and you fight this boss who's like some rich freaking Imperial fella, or like Imperial supporter or some shit. I can't remember what it was. It's like it was ages ago that I did this, but he's like super. He's like, it's super cool. You're up in the clouds. You have to fight this boss. And that mission's unique to that system. I went back to the 360 and played it, and it was different. I looked at it and I was like, why can't I remember playing this mission, and then I looked it up and it's different, like for each thing, and like certain shit's different. Like you said, like you think you remember playing Finest Hour on the GameCube, where you said playing like on a ship shooting planes down.
Yeah. This is like ages ago. Like I was like 4. I was like 4.
Like I played the entire thing, and I don't remember a mission being on a boat shooting planes down in the Xbox.
No, it was
version.
probably like Call of Duty 2 or 3.
Oh,
or
probably.
something.
It's probably another one.
It was like one of the really old ones, like one of the first CODs.
I played Call of Duty Big Red 1. That was an old
Oh,
one.
I remember that. It was an exclusive, wasn't it?
That one I think was a PS2. I think that one was an old one.
Do either of you guys remember Command & Conquer Red Alert?
Dude, speaking of freaking Call of Duty, or like speaking of game like franchises that they just run into the ground, Gears of War.
Game of Thrones?
I was about to say Game of Thrones. Gears of War.
Oh, Gears of War.
Dude.
Yeah.
Gears of War 1, 2, and 3.
Best ones.
By far the best ones. Just like the emotions, like you get so attached to these characters. Like I remember the first time my dad came home, I think I was 5 years old, with the first Gears of War. That was my first time ever playing a shooter and a game that violent. And I got like in the last chapter of Act 1, you were introduced to your very first Berserker. Dude, as a 5-year-old, I got to that part and I freaking played it. I got into it. I was terrified.
What was the one with where you get swallowed by this big ass worm? Was that the second one?
That's the second one. The freaking in Jacinto.
Greg, you played a shitload of Gears, didn't you?
No, not really.
Oh wait, no. Greg played the 4th one like a loser.
Like you get connected to all these characters in the series, right? So you freaking by the time of 2 hits, right? You get the Carmine family in each game, like one of the Carmines. In the first one you had Anthony, who was the middle. The second one was Benjamin, the youngest, and the third one you had Clayton, who was the oldest of them. Like I always loved it because he gets a tattoo that he shows Marcus of his 2 brothers, Anthony and Benjamin, and he said freaking Anthony and Benjamin freaking forever or some shit. You have all this stuff like in the second one before Benjamin Carmine dies. He asked Marcus and Don, he said, Anthony died a hero, right? And you can either say, yes, he did, and basically you can lie and say, yes, he did. He died a hero's death. Or you can say, no, he was a monkey who freaking got out of cover when his gun jammed and got killed by a sniper. Like, and that just like affects or whatever, like, it affects the way like certain characters look at you and shit. And by the 3rd game, Dom's been beaten down, bro. Like he tries to find his freaking wife Maria in the 2nd game, and she's been tortured to death, and she dies in his arms. And by the 3rd game, he just had enough, and then he finally sacrifices himself to save his brother, his basically brother in all but blood. And I literally, the first time I played that, because I bought the games when they came out, and when I found that, I cried. I actually teared up and shit, and I was like, it was so freaking sad.
Yeah, there's not a lot of games that do that anymore, that tug on the heartstrings like that. It's not to say that there's none that do it anymore, but it's few and far between. It's just, I feel like it's almost like more of like a monetary thing at this point, because back in the day, the people making these games, yes, they were companies, yes, they were trying to make money, but at the same time, they created these very, very detailed and in-depth stories and backgrounds for these characters, and that's why these series took off the way that they did. All of these fans were attached on a almost like a personal level to these characters.
Yeah, they made games good. Like it's all about making money and throwing out your freaking your political views and shit. And like with the chick, the voice actor for Velma, who's freaking was the one who wanted to make the show. It's all like you're pushing out your views on like what should be going on in like cartoons and television, showing all these kids. But even then, they said, "Oh, this is for the adults, so the adults can feel more a part of like the genre." What do you mean? The adults were the ones who watched Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, this ties back to everything I said before the recording didn't record, but like it's not about, oh, we don't want them to be black, we don't want them to be Asian, we don't want them to be whatever. It's these characters that have been around for decades and they have 3 generations of fans. You know what I mean? And they're already well established to be this type of way, this type of person. They look like this, they look like that. It's it's not even just their race, it's their personalities and who they are that we fell in love with. And then when you take that and you change them in such a drastic way so that way there's no resemblance to their original characters, it's offensive and it's outrageous and it's atrocious to call them, to even refer to them as these characters that they're not even these characters anymore. You can't even compare them to that. I don't even think there's much more we can say about it, because we're probably already going to get comments about like, oh, you don't like it because they're black and you're racist. But
yeah, which I find, and it's always those people who say, oh, you don't like them because you're black, or because you're black, because they're black, or they're a person of color, or a different race than you, or they have different views. And that's not true. Certain people can just play. If there was a white dude, say, who played freaking, let's see,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, okay, let's look at this, right? This is a good point of bringing up Samuel L. Jackson. The original Nick Fury was white, right? So he was originally written as a white man, and that was all cool. However, Samuel L. Jackson auditioned for the role, got the role, and he is, without a doubt, Nick Fury. Okay, there's nobody else will be able to play him, and basically, whenever you think of Nick Fury, you'll think of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury.
Right. That's good. I want to make this clear too. That's really good. And do you know why there was no backlash over, oh, you made Nick Fury black? It's because Samuel L. Jackson fit that role so fucking well.
Yeah.
He brought that character to life.
Because he was perfect for the role.
Exactly.
Of course, there are people out there, right? There are people out there who are going to be like, oh, I don't like them playing this role because they are a person. There'll be people who say that, who don't like a certain actress playing a role because they're a certain color. Those people, yes, those people are assholes whose opinions suck. Okay, but when the opinion is that you shouldn't be just throwing out, like, giving actors and actresses roles because they're people of color, that's an insult. Say the Annabeth actress or the actress who's going to be playing Annabeth, the black girl, say she was given the role because she was black. That's an insult to her, okay? Because you're saying, oh, she wasn't good enough to get on her own. She's only good enough because she's black. Like, that's an insult.
Yeah, that's not even like an intelligent thing to say, neither. Regardless of it being not a valid argument in the first place, it's just unintelligent to say something like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think it's the same way for a lot of these things too, because, for example, Family Guy. Did you know the original voice actor for Cleveland?
Yeah.
He's white, and he stepped down because, quote, he felt that because Cleveland's black, he should be voice acted by a black actor.
Makes sense.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that it was wrong, because the dude that they replaced him with, yeah, he still sounds like Cleveland, which is good. But especially for voice acting, I mean, obviously just for live action, it matters more, but for voice acting, it really doesn't matter. As long as you have the voice that you want for that character, it doesn't matter if you have a white guy voicing a black guy, or an Asian guy voicing a white guy, or whatever. As long as they have the sound that you're looking for, and it tells the story and it brings a character to light in a way that you want, that's good.
That's kind of like Rick Grimes and Michonne from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They're both actually British in real life, but they
Yeah.
put on an American accent.
Oh yeah. Should we say that? What's his Andrew something is his name? Should we say Andrew Lincoln? That's who it is. Should we say that Andrew Lincoln should have stepped down as Rick because he felt an American should voice an American character?
Yeah, right. Like he did amazing at that job. He did amazing.
Did you guys see Insidious?
Insidious?
Yeah, the movie Insidious.
Was there a new one?
Well, there's 4 of them right now, but they get progressively worse.
Did they make a new one or some shit?
No, but my point is, I'm tying on to what Greg was saying because it's obviously an American family, right? Everybody there is American. They have American accents, but the actor who plays the wife, she's British, and that it makes as much sense as saying that she shouldn't play her because she's not American. We need an American to play an American. You know what I mean? It's always a race thing. You know what I mean? They group all of these different people, Americans, British, all of Europe, into white. They're all one thing, which is untrue. Could not be further from the truth. Yes, they're all white, but they have vastly different cultures. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. It's kind of like how with Spider-Man, like you had Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, who Tobey Maguire is an American actor. Andrew Garfield is English and American because he has citizenship in both. But then you have Tom Holland, who is a British actor. So it'd be like saying, "Oh, Tom Holland should be playing him because he's English, whereas Spider-Man's American." If he can play the role good, who gives a shit?
You could make an argument that they changed their races and their sexualities to be more diverse. But when it really boils down to it, they're not even the same characters. If you want to make a show that encourages diversity and puts the spotlight on this particular group of people, create new characters and new stories for these people. Don't take something that's been remembered for decades, for millions and millions of people, over 3 generations to fit your political agenda. You know what I mean?
Like hell, dude, I could get behind a black Shaggy, right? As long as he was Shaggy.
Yeah.
Really, what it boils down to though is they want to brainwash like the new fucking generation.
Brainwash the new generation.
That's what they want to do. They do.
Here we freaking go, dude. Greg's all about the freaking jumping in like the conspiracy theory and shit.
No, seriously, that's what they're doing. That's all they want to do. They want to make it like it. That even ties in with taking fucking Aunt Jemima off the fucking maple syrup, dude.
They took Aunt Jemima off the syrup?
Yes, they took it off. And the owners didn't even want to take it off, but they were made to do it.
Why? I ate that shit every goddamn day before fucking kindergarten, dude.
Right?
You always knew where the bottle was because you were like, oh shit, that's Aunt Jemima right there.
Hell yeah. But why did they take Jemima off the shit?
Because it's has to do with race, I guess. It's racist, apparently. That's what they're saying.
How is it racist?
But yet, the owners are black. The owners of that company are black.
How is having Aunt Jemima on a bottle of... How is having a black woman on a bottle of syrup racist?
That's what they say. Anything like that, apparently now, everybody is saying it's racist. Anything like that.
Never heard this in my life. Christian, have you heard anything like that?
With the whole Aunt Jemima thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that when it came out.
I have not. I'm just now hearing this the first time.
But I heard that. I heard that shit. Dude, I was talking. I talked. My mom. Well, my mom heard it and she told me, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "That's crazy."
Dude, why they gotta do Aunt Jemima like that, man? She's been there since day one.
It's all bullshit, dude. Everybody wants to say everything is racist. So people are so scared of getting canceled, they want to change everything.
And even then, nowadays, the whole freaking thing is like, racism isn't the problem. They're making it so white people are the problem. And that in itself is racist.
Yes, it is.
Oh man, this podcast, dude, I'm gonna have to do some serious edits.
Well, no, it's not even like that. Other people of color are doing it. It's white people ourselves.
Yeah.
Who are freaking blowing everything out of proportion and making it so that being like a person who has white skin color or a lighter skin color, you're always in the wrong.
Try to make it seem like if you're white, you're privileged. Motherfucker, I ain't privileged. I ain't got shit. Like,
That's why I don't support critical race theory at all. If we're gonna get political, might as well dive into this shit anyways. But I don't support critical race theory at all. Do you guys? Are you guys familiar with that?
Alright.
Okay, so critical race theory is taught. Well, I don't know if it is taught now or if it's trying to be taught, but it's something that they're trying to push for K through 12 education. It basically teaches that the whole race thing, like white people are more advantaged versus minorities.
Oh, that's so stupid, dude.
that's fun. That is so fun. Because let me tell you, I don't have any advantage over anybody. I am fucking broke. I have nothing, dude.
Dude, why I don't agree with it is because it doesn't work to solve anything. All it does is teach one group. It sows resentment into the people who are taught that they're more disadvantaged, and it sows shame into the group that's taught that they're more advantaged. We need to be united now more than ever. In any time of our history, now is the time that we cannot stand to be divided like this. Everybody's at each other's throats politically, over race,
Are you a liberal?
Me? I consider myself more centrist, I guess leaning liberal in a way.
Sure.
Alright, so not to get even more political, which is what I'm not going to do, we're going to talk about something that means a lot to us, because we want to work away from dividing people. We want to talk about, okay, so we can stay in the same vein of what we've been talking about. Yeah, let's talk about Hogwarts Legacy and why it seems to be such an issue.
Hogwarts, oh my god, dude. That shit is so sexy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. They actually came out, so recently they came out with a little showcase. They gave some information. So not only do you obviously have the entirety of Hogwarts Castle, but you also can go down to Hogsmeade, but also the surrounding countryside. And apparently the map is huge. And you can fly on a broom, freaking customize the broom, upgrade it, because
Yeah, you showed me that little clip of gameplay.
yeah.
It looks good, dude, honestly. I'm not even, like, I haven't seen Harry Potter, and I wouldn't say that I'm a fan of it, but I am a fan of open world customization role-playing shit, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, like there's just so much you can do with it, and it's awesome. Dude, we have to watch Harry Potter sometime, Dave.
Oh yeah, like I'm not opposed to watching it at all. It seems interesting. Greg can be there. Has Greg seen Harry Potter?
He doesn't have to be there if he doesn't want to.
Nope, we have to force Greg to watch it. We got to force our ideas on people.
Sounds like today's society.
One thing I liked, I was watching a video on Harry Potter, and one dude said, out of all like the things that she did for magic, was you had to think of what you wanted the spell to do. You had to know what the spell would do. You had to feel the spell, and you had to have the right wand. She made all of that, and yet one thing basically freaking ruined that entire system. Can you guess what spell that is?
Levitation.
No.
Teleportation.
No.
Combustion.
No.
Mirror reflect. Splash. Rock smash.
Want me to
Strength.
just tell you?
Thunderbolt.
No.
Blue eyes white dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and tell me.
It's the killing curse, the Avada Kedavra. Because you literally, all you have to do is you have to feel hatred for somebody. And you just point your wand at them and you say Avada Kedavra, and bam.
They just get blasted out of existence.
No, so what it does is it's soul magic. So it basically, it hits your body, but it leaves no physical damage. What it does is it rips the soul out of the body, which kills you in the process.
It kills you in the process. Why would you ever want to use it then?
No, not kills you. It kills the person you hit with it.
Oh, I see. Well, something like that, I'd imagine it takes a lot of time to cast up, or it like takes a lot of energy on your part, right?
Not really. One thing that characters have said that what it makes you really feel is it makes you feel really sick, because it's a vile act. You're obviously ripping the soul out of another person, and it's not good magic. Basically, it's evil, dark magic. So you have to feel a certain way. You have to want a certain thing.
Right.
And if you were a good person using it, you'd feel like shit. But yeah, so there's obviously consequence to it, and it is actually, I've corrected. I'm saying it is said that if you go down the path of like using the curse, like you're more likely to just use that curse and rely on it. Like that's why freaking Voldemort just whips out freaking Avada Kedavras left, right, and center.
I feel like there's a lot to be taken from that as well. I forget exactly how I was going to word that, but like how you said, dichotomy, that was what I was going to say. I feel like there's a bit of a dichotomy there, like the whole great power comes great responsibility, and the whole don't lean into the evil, otherwise you get more absorbed into it and you do worse and worse shit.
Oh, you don't stare long into the abyss when you stare into the abyss stares back into you.
Yes.
Basically.
Something like that. Like how you said, where when you the more you use it, because it is an evil attack, like you said,
it becomes more of like a crutch.
Yeah,
like you
use it more and more often, and you lean more and more into the evil, the abyss.
Yeah.
That's in and of itself. That's a really cool thing to think about, because it shows a dichotomy in that. I think we can pick up one more like really good talking point before we shut this down.
I'm just stuffing my face right now, so I don't know.
Anything new in your guys' life? Any sudden changes?
No, everything's still it should be.
You, Christian? I hear you went halfway across the country to be closer to us because we're your best buddies.
That's not exactly why, but yeah.
All right, boys. Thanks for listening to this podcast. It was a little bit more. There's a shitload more discussion in this one than in the first one, where we just made fun of Greg and fornicating with his mom. But I like the route that this went down, even though we got a little bit into the controversial shit. But hey, the stuff like that does need to be talked about. Anyways,
welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back so much for listening to this podcast. And you can find you can find Christian at the Chrysler23 on Instagram, and you can find Greg on.
You're a fucking bitch.
So 204.
204.
Not 204, but okay.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this. This took a lot of effort on our part, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Totally. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. TBHNGL, no cap, 53 5000. I actually want to fucking hang myself with my own intestines for saying no cap for the first time in 2 years. I'm deeply ashamed right now.